Drew, here's something I'm actually really excited about as
Yeah, man.
time goes on. Fallout TV show is almost like the Fallout 5, says producer. And that's coming from Grant Taylor Hill at Insider Gaming, saying next month, Fallout fans the world over will be soaking up the first ever big budget live action adaptation of the legendary post apocalyptic franchise. On April 12th, the Fallout TV show premieres on Amazon Prime, bringing a star studded expansion of the well established and deeply documented universe to fans everywhere. Yes, they're going to have to really swing for the fences here.
It's gonna be cool.
In a recent interview, one of the show's executive producers, Jonathan Nolan, made a bold statement and suggested that the series is, quote, almost like Fallout 5. He stressed it's a non-interactive version of the games and serves as a perfect extension to the series that gamers know so well. Invent your own. In a Total Film interview, Jonathan Nolan dished about the interesting term, dished about the upcoming series, which has been subject to intense anticipation since it was revealed last year. He said, quote, each of the games is a discrete story, different city, distinct protagonist, within the same mythology. Our series sits in relation to the games as the games sit in relation to each other. It's almost like we're Fallout 5. I don't want to sound presumptuous, but it's just a non-interactive version of it, right? End quote. Nolan spoke about the breadth of the Fallout universe, which has been built up by a few studios since the franchise debuted back in 1997. I wasn't aware it went back that far. He compared the project to the work he did with the Dark Knight trilogy, highlighting the sheer depth of storytelling potential that's available to be picked at and from. The Fallout TV show will have an original story that smacks of authenticity. This is the important part for me. I'm so glad this is not Fallout 3, the show.
Yeah.
Regardless, everything we've seen about the show is reminiscent of the series, with the showrunners leaning more towards Fallout 4's aesthetic than anything else. Fans have been eagerly awaiting any news about Fallout 5, but for the most part, they're resigning themselves to the knowledge it'll be several years until anything materializes in that area. The show will debut on April 12th, exclusively on Amazon Prime. I don't think we're getting Fallout 5 for a very long time.
No.
I'm pretty sure Elder Scrolls is first.
Yep.
So one day I will eventually see another Fallout, but until then, this show is going to have to be it, and I am super excited. I can't remember where exactly it was supposed to take place, geographically.
Yeah.
Somewhere in Central America, I think, or Central North America. Confusing term.
It's definitely something I'm interested in watching. I'm not the biggest Fallout fan, right? Like I've tried 4. I think that's where I started actually, was 4. It's just never been a series for me. And then obviously I went into 76. Definitely a different take than the regular series, right? I know so many people love Fallout New Vegas and so forth, and it makes a lot of sense, right? The vault system and the VAT system, and everything else that everybody loves about this series. I think it's cool. I think it's a cool series. I think there's an opportunity to pull some new fans in with the series and see how this goes, right? It's just like The Last of Us, because The Last of Us went so well, people then dove into the game too. I think there's an opportunity here to do the same thing. And if they would have lined up the next Fallout game with this, Scott, I think that would have made a lot of sense, because they would have had fans. Obviously, Bethesda working on Starfield took a lot of time. They're still working on Starfield. They still have an expansion to come, right? And then, yeah, like you say, we're getting the next Skyrim experience, whatever that's going to be, and who knows how long from now. So they didn't exactly have this lined up to kind of go coincide with, hey, now you're done the show, well, why don't you go check out our latest game? Man, that would have been a great move, though, wouldn't it?
That would have been. Yeah, absolutely. I'm nervous the idea of bringing in new fans, though. I don't want this to make the Halo mistake of being for nobody. And Halo is neither for the fans or for somebody who knows nothing about it seems to be somewhere in the middle, and I'm worried that Fallout won't speak to the fans that have been following since 1997. That's really who you're making it for, in my opinion.
Yep.
My humble opinion as a Fallout fan.
They can't make
the Halo
mistake, right?
My brother doesn't know about Halo, but I told him about this TV show. He loves Fallout, and he goes, "It's either going to be really good or really bad." And I said, "Yeah, I think that's pretty fair." I'm on the side of really good. I've seen a lot of well, not a lot of. I've seen a few YouTube kind of backyard movies that are all Fallout inspired, and they've been excellent. So if you can make a good one for $100, I think this should be amazing.
With the budget in place, right? Yeah, absolutely. I think there's huge potential here. Where they take this after the series, or they just let it live and breathe on the series, right? Like, we got the end of The Last of Us season, and then whether you liked it or not, we got The Last of Us Part 2 remastered, and then that brought in new fans, right? They said they wanted everybody over at Naughty Dog wanted them to play the best experience of The Last of Us. If you followed the show, you can go play The Last of Us remastered and then follow that up with The Last of Us Part 2 remastered and live one of the best experiences, right? Live it out that way. When it comes to Fallout, dude, it's just a series, and that's great, right? That is really cool. I don't think they're gonna do the Halo series move and Chief takes his helmet off and just kind of ruin the whole thing right from the get-go. And then granted, into season 2, like, I don't want to get into spoilers. I'm watching season 2. I like season 2 a lot better. I think they kind of brought it back. But again, is it really for the Halo fans? Not really. It really isn't, right? It's those who fell in love with Halo season 1 and like, oh man, give me season 2 and just binge shows more or less, right? So I'm very curious to see. Like I said, not the biggest Halo or Fallout guy myself. Is this enough to pull me in? It probably is. I think it's a cool universe. It's got a cool experience. I like the post-apocalyptic stuff as well. So we'll see. And dude, some of those monsters and things should be pretty outstanding.
Oh, it's a very unique characterization that it has to hit, and I'm so worried that it's not going to quite match. But as long as they don't try and become Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and just make a TV show out of that, I think it'll be okay. As long as it stands on its own.
Where can I find this bison?
He's not easy to find. He's usually on the